Hello students, welcome to this online course of hydraulics engineering. So today we are going to start our last chapter, which is the impact of jets. So let us see what we are going to discuss in this chapter. So in this chapter we have to discuss two topics, which is first is your impact of free jets, and we have to see the very small introduction to the hydraulic machines. So in this impact of free jets, we are going to cover impact of a jet on a flat and curved vanes, moving and stationary vane. So let us start with our first case, which is, let us first try to understand what is the impact of free jets. So why we are going to study this? Because in turbines we have to use the impact of free jet. A jet will be there and it will be filled with a very the energetic water. The water will with very high energy, it will strike to the plates of the turbine. Turbine will move, and ultimately we will get the power out of this whole process. So this is very important phenomena in the power production, power generation. So a jet of fluid emerging from a nozzle has some velocity, and hence it possesses a certain amount of kinetic energy. So if this is the turbine, and here nozzle will be there, okay. In this nozzle, like water is coming at a very high speed, and this nozzle will try to strike the blades of the turbine, and this turbine will be moving, so it is going to strike. So we are going to discuss about this jet, and it will impact. When the collision will be there, impact will generate. So this impact of jet we have to study. So if this jet strikes an obstruction placed in its path, it will exert a force on the obstruction. This is very obvious. If you are, let us say, your example, you are moving, you are running very fast, and some obstruction is coming into your path. So what you are going to do, you will hit that object or that obstruction with a force, and that force will be termed as impact. So same way we have to see, when the water with a very high kinetic energy is going to strike some of the obstruction, what amount of force it will exert on that particular obstruction. So this impressed force is known as impact of the jet, and it is designated as hydrodynamic force in order to distinguish it from the forces due to hydrostatic pressure. So this is very simple. Now, since a dynamic force is exerted by virtue of fluid motion, okay, the force is dynamic, but the fluid is in motion. It is always involve a change of momentum, unlike a force due to hydrostatic pressure that implies no motion. So, in the condition of hydrostatic pressure, there is no motion involved, but here the motion of the fluid is generating some kind of force. Hence, impulse momentum principle may be utilized to evaluate the hydrodynamic force exerted on a body by a fluid jet. So we will be using this principle in this whole chapter, impulse momentum principle. So we will be conserving the momentum, and it will result in, we will get the value of the impact impulse generated due to the collision. So let us start our first case. First we are going to see the force exerted by fluid jet on stationary flat plate. So the plate is flat and it is stationary. That means it is not moving. It is kept stationary. So first case is, in this the first case is flat plate is normal to the jet. So this the plate, you can see this is the plate and it is normal. This is your jet and this is normal. So this is our first case. Okay. So let us start. First case, so let a jet of diameter t small d and velocity capital V. So these are the characteristics of the jet. So small d is the diameter and it is having a velocity capital V, issues from a nozzle and strike a flat plate as shown. So this is the plate and it is striking that plate. The plate is held stationary and perpendicular to the center line of the jet. So you can see this from the diagram. Now the jet after striking the plate will leave it tangentially, that is the jet will get deflected in through 90 degree. So if this plate is stationary, what is going to happen? The jet will come and it will move like this. Some mass will go up and some mass will go down. So this is, you have to just try to imagine whatever we are discussing here. If the plate is quite smooth, the friction between the jet and the plate may be neglected. So let us assume the plate is smooth, so there is no friction at all. Further, if there is no energy loss in the flow because of the impact of the fluid jet, and the difference in the elevation between incoming and outgoing jet is neglected, the application of Bernoulli's equation indicates that the jet will move on and off the plate with the same velocity v. So if we are using the assumptions, what is going to happen? The jet will leave the plate with a velocity v, initial velocity capital V. However, if some energy loss occurs, the velocity of the fluid leaving the plate will be slightly less than the v. If there will be loss, so kinetic energy will be lesser. So the exit velocity will be lesser than capital V. So this is also simple. Now the quantity of fluid striking the plate is how much? Q will be area into velocity. So area will be pi by 4 d square into V, or we can say A into V. So A is the area of the cross section of the jet. We are assuming small a is the area of cross section of the jet. Thus the mass of fluid issued by the jet per second is, so mass per second will be rho into Q, so rho into A into V. Rho is what? Rho is the mass density of the fluid, and in other way you can say rho is W by G. So W is specific weight of the fluid. So if you replace all the values here, what we are going to get? We are going to get ms WAV by G. So after striking the plate, what is going to happen? Since the jet get deflected through 90 degree, the component of velocity in the component of velocity in the velocity of the jet leaving the plate in the original direction of the striking jet will be 0. So try to understand here, what is the original direction of the jet? This is this, but here obstruction is there, so fluid is going to move like this. So in this direction, after striking, the momentum will be 0 because there is no velocity in that particular direction. Therefore, by applying the impulse momentum equation, the force F exerted by the stationary plate on the jet of the fluid in the direction normal to the plate may be determined as minus F, and this minus F will be how much? It will be equal to the change in momentum. So change in momentum is m into v2 minus m into v1. So m is constant, v2 is your 0, and v1 is minus v. So v. So finally we will get force exerted by that jet is WAV square by G. The sign of the force has been considered as negative because the force exerted by the plate on the jet is in the negative x direction. So the this is the jet and this is your plate. Okay, so the force exerted by the plate will be like this action reaction pair, so it is in the negative x direction. Further, the force which the jet exerts on the plate is equal and opposite to the force exerted by the plate on the jet. As I have told you, this is Newton's third law. Hence it is equal to F acting in the positive x direction, and its magnitude is given by equation 1. So this is your equation number 1. So this was our first case. Now let us try to discuss the second case. What if the plate is inclined at an angle of theta? So this is your second case. Okay, so plate is inclined. Now this is not normal as in the case of previous case was the jet striking is normal to the plate, but flat plate inclined at an angle to the jet. Now let a stationary smooth plate be held inclined at an angle theta to the direction of the flow of the jet of same diameter d and capital velocity v. So I have shown you the figure. After impact of the fluid will slide away in the all directions over the plate and it will leave the plate tangentially. Here also we are neglecting the frictional losses. Now if losses are not there, the velocity will be same. Mass is same incoming from the jet is same as rho into q, that is rho into v, or WAV by g. Now the component of the velocity of the jet before impact in the direction normal to the plate will be, so this is the plate, okay. So in this direction we are taking the velocity component. So this is your v, this is your theta, so this will be your v sine theta. This is the component of the plate in the normal direction of the component of the water jet in the normal direction to the plate. Further, since the jet after impact leaves the plate tangentially, the component of the velocity of the leaving jet in the direction normal to the plate becomes zero. So in this direction the momentum is zero because the final velocity will be zero. So what we are going to do, we will apply the impulse momentum equation in the direction of the normal to the plate. In this direction the velocity after the impact will be zero, so we will take the advantage of that. So force will be equal to WAV by G. So after this is V sin theta minus 0, so it will become WAV square by G into sin theta. So previous case it was WAV square by G. Now sin theta component is going to come into picture due to the inclination. So if the inclination we are going to put at 90 degree, what is going to happen? It will become the same case as in the previous case. Now there being no resultant thrust acting in the direction tangential to the plate, the thrust F given by the equation 2 is the resultant dynamic thrust exerted by the jet. So there is only one force, that is capital F. So the dynamic thrust F can be resolved into two components. So Fx and Fy we can easily calculate. Fx and Fy will F sin theta, F we already know. So one more sin theta term will come, then it will become sin square theta and it will become sin theta cos theta. So the division of discharge that results in this case may be computed by applying the condition that there is no resultant force acting in the direction parallel to the plate because the pressure everywhere is atmospheric and there is no frictional resistance. So we are going to use this condition to calculate the Q1 and Q2. Okay. So let me just show you what is Q1 and Q2. So here it is not shown. It is not a big deal. Just we are assuming Q1 and Q2 represents the discharge flowing in two direction. Then according to momentum equation, this is your WQ1 V1 V by G minus WQ1 V by G minus W by G QV cos theta. So that is okay. So this is not Q1, this is Q2. Here it is Q2. That is okay. All the terms will be cancelled out. So finally it will become Q1 minus Q2 minus Q cos theta is 0. And Q1 plus Q2 will be what? Q. So after solving these two equations, you will get Q1 is Q by 2 1 plus cos theta and Q2 is Q by 2 1 minus cos theta. So in this way the mass is going to be divided when the plate is striking the inclined, when the jet is striking a inclined plate. So this is all for today. Thank you.